Welcome, everybody, to the OPT Network. This morning, we're talking about empowering you, especially if you are a woman who has been lamenting that you have wanted to start your own business, well, just forever. Well, this morning is an opportunity that is built just for you. Mm-hmm. And there are two amazing women that are here to talk about what they are doing to launch and grow businesses in 2021. Leann Murphy is the owner of Mpowered Business. And of course, attorney Ingrid Johnson is a longtime attorney, and she is on the grounds being an agent of change everywhere she touches and everywhere she is. And we're super excited to have the conversation this morning. Leann and Ingrid, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Just you guys brighten up the room when you walk into it, and you're going to help other women to do just that. Tell us how you come together and say, you know what, we need to empower women to start their businesses.
So I'll be real honest. We've been trying to get Ingrid involved for a while. I've been working with businesses.
Because she's just so busy.
Yeah, she is. But like I said, busy people are busy. So and they're productive. So I started working with this program in 2011 with the Business Acceleration System. Love it. Love what they do for our locally owned businesses and entrepreneurs and people who are wanting to start up a business or have a business. And so I've had the privilege of working with them since 2011. I've been after Ingrid for a while to come on board and join us and bring all that star power that she has and the insight and the wisdom and just the encouragement. And so we finally got her. And so we're launching big in June now that we've got Ingrid on the team, and we're going to offer how to launch and grow your business in 2021. We're especially appealing to women and minority-owned businesses because we know there is power and having that local ownership and being in our communities. And so we'll be teaching a 4-part class in June on Thursday nights from 6 until 7:30. And we will take you from wherever you are, if you're just dreaming or if you've already started something or you've been in it for a while and you want to take it to the next level. We're going to take 4 weeks every Thursday in June, and we're going to work you through what we think are the 4 most important parts that you can focus on early on. And so we're going to guide you through it, encourage you through it, and challenge you through it, and hopefully give you the skills to take your business to that next level within 90 days.
Ingrid, you are a natural-born encourager. And so when did you decide that you could carve out time, because you're doing the work anyway, that you could carve out the time to really go in and be hands-on?
And I think that's what made me feel comfortable saying yes, because it's something that I try to do on a regular basis anyway, to encourage people to go from vision to execution. And that's what's going to be possible through this program. And it's going to be where you can take someone's idea and equip them on how to carry it out, which is very, very important, because anyone can have an idea, but if you don't have the knowledge of how to actually get to execution, then you stay stuck right there at idea. So with that knowledge that they're able to gain through this program, they will be informed enough to make the decision as to how, as to when, as to where, and most importantly, knowing their why. Why do I want to do this? Why? That's so, so important, because we all know as business owners that if you don't know your why, you become discouraged very, very easily, very often. First challenge comes up may be enough to discourage you. So you've got to be able to know how to dig in deep and know that why. Why do I want to do this? More so than it being a profit thing, but a purpose thing.
Oh, that's good. And so when you talk to people who they have the skill set, right? They know how to make the good that they want to sell, or they know how to do whatever it is. They have the talent to do it, but they don't have the business savvy to make it work.
So Ingrid nailed it. We start with purpose. In that very first session, we're going to talk about your purpose, because she's right. You get discouraged, you get distracted, you get diluted. If you don't know your purpose, one of those 3 things is going to happen to you. And so we start right there. And then we move to product market fit. You know, you have this product, you have this skill set, you love it, you're passionate about it, but is there a market readily available, and how do you find it? And so we go from purpose to product market fit to profitability. How do you make sure that's going to be profitable? we believe that it's all about profit in business, and not just money.
Sure.
But in
But it's
time
gotta
and
make
experience.
money.
But it's got to make money because you won't be there in
Right.
6 months. So if you're going to change the world, but you can't make a profit, then you won't be there to change the world in 6 months. And so we go from purpose to product market fit to profitability, and then we move you into promoting because that's really kind of the next thing. Once you've got that product and you found your market, now you've got to promote it because you've got to grow that market.
Right.
And so those are really the 4 things that we talk about. But Ingrid nailed it. It starts with purpose, and that's got to underscore everything.
That's powerful. And so when we start with purpose, Ingrid, so we're talking to women and they know that they know, but I can't step out of the fear of will it work? How will it work? Will I be able to do it? So how do we help people to get off the couch, out of their head? Because if you're in your head, you're going to a million reasons why it can't work. How do we help people to do that?
Well, here's how you build confidence. You build confidence with knowledge. The more you know of how to do something, the more likely you know that you will do it. The more you know how to do it, the more you will be willing to try. And so I think that they're equipped with that confidence by letting them know the steps that they're going to have to take. And we're going to walk them through the steps that you have to take from idea forward. Because you could have a brilliant idea, but this not be the place or the time for it. It may be a brilliant idea to you, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be the brilliant idea to the next person or to tens of hundreds of thousands of people in order for you to make a profit off of it. So you've got to be equipped with, okay, how do I even have a conversation with someone as to what my idea is? And so through role playing, we'll be able to equip them with the confidence of how to approach someone. Who do you approach to share with them your idea? How do you respond when they say this? Or what if they reject you? How do you respond to that rejection? So I think just equipping them with becoming familiar with the how to do it will give them the confidence to get off the couch and actually try to do it.
I love that. And so let's talk about women and people coming together as peers. And how powerful that dynamic is, Leann.
Well, I mean, it's just like right here. I mean, just talking to you and Ingrid energizes me.
Me
It gets
too.
me excited. I'm looking forward to the class more. Ingrid and I got together and we're preparing for the class, and it's just energizing. And so when you get in a group of ideally 15, because it's free the first 15 who register, and you get in that group and you learn about their dreams and their goals and their aspirations and the troubles they've had and how they've overcome it, or brainstorm with one another, and then you're sharing with one another your story, you're sharing with one another your elevator pitch, building that confidence. So that cohort will bring one another together. And we've all seen it. The sum of the parts is always greater. You know, it's that synergy. We get all those parts. You know, it may be 10, 10, 10, and 30, but you get them coming together and they're going to be 40 or 50 in output. And so that's the power of that. And these groups that we've gotten to work with, entrepreneurs, and Ingrid knows she's worked with groups she coaches and encourages, there is just that powerful synergy, and you encourage one another. And we've watched some of our folks actually go in and do business together, and they endorse one another's businesses and they patronize one another's businesses, and that growth becomes powerful.
Absolutely.
And that helps with the confidence too, because when you know that you have support, support just from individuals who have said that we're going to coach you through this, we're going to guide you through this, and then you're in a room of other people who they're at the same step that you are, or close to it, and they feel the support, they feel the encouragement, they feel like we're not here to be against one another, but to try to help to build each other up.
I love it. Let's take a break here, but when we come back, we're going to tell you about the first 15. And if we're talking to you this morning, we're going to tell you how you can sign up to launch and grow your business or your business idea in 2021. Stay on point. We're back after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the OPT Network. This morning, we're joined by Leann Murphy. She's the owner of Mpowered Business, and attorney Ingrid Johnson, who is a business owner and an agent of change in our community for many, many years. They both are. And they're talking about how to launch and grow your business in 2021. I think it's a powerful concept. And I think that so many women struggle with the confidence to get started. And so when you come together, talk about initially what coming together with these first 15, it's going to be free for the first 15. And in case I didn't mention that, I want to keep mentioning it. So the slots are limited, so you want to get on top of it.
Right.
So what's that initial coming together? Because there's always a little bit of apprehension.
So it's interesting. We will start with getting to know one another. We'll give them a chance to tell why they're there, what they're hoping for, what's drawn them to it. Because again, we're going to go to that purpose. We're going to focus on that. What is the purpose for coming to the class? What's the purpose for wanting to start this business? What's the purpose for wanting to start this business, this particular business? And what's the purpose for wanting a change? Because this is going to be change, and change is scary and intimidating. So you've got to really know what you're looking for. And so a lot of that's going to be getting to know one another. One component of it is going to be a lot of mindset. It's a lot about mindset. We're going to talk a lot about mindset and what we believe are the 8 keys for an entrepreneur's mindset. So that first class is really discovering purpose. In that process, you get to know one another in a way that sometimes your best friends don't know you because you don't talk about these things publicly a whole lot.
Right.
So that's what the first meeting is really going to be about, and getting you in that place. It's a very bonding experience. A lot of our people, when they go through this kind of training, they stay close. They stay the business owners that support the business owners around them.
So here's what I want you guys to give women a little snippet of, because each of you is doing what those 15 women that we're talking to right now wants to do. And that is, Leann, you came out of your job and started your business. Ingrid, you came out of your job and started your own business. Tell us about that moment for you, Leann, when you said, you know what?
So I had been at the Red Cross. I had made a commitment to be there for 3 years. It took me 7 to accomplish what I wanted to do, which was get them in a building and financially stable. And so when I hit that, I thought, my heart is really beyond this. And so I've gotten that done, and I wanted to go back to helping businesses and organizational leaders be everything they could be and build a team around them. And so I made that commitment. It was terrifying. It was terrifying because you come from this very stable, I know exactly what's going on. I've been doing it for 7 years.
I know.
And it was terrifying. And so I went out and I reached out to people I knew, Glenda Stock, Gil McKee, Roland Owens, other people, and let them know what I was doing, and they believed in me. And there was something about having a group who believed in you. And so got involved with Gary Perkins, who is a business coach extraordinaire, and had just those kind of people around me, and then started doing this business and launching it. And it's grown, and I have a team working for me. We provide more services. We've grown even through COVID, and so that's an exciting thing. But I have a core group of people that I count on, and I get coaching from, and I get encouragement from. And so finding that group early on, and that is the one thing I wish I could go back with my very first business, pre even living in Alexandria, and have had that kind of mentorship and training to keep you from making those mistakes. They're very costly sometimes. But I think that's what it's really about. But it's terrifying to step out of that boat.
It is. For you, Ingrid, you had a really good job.
Yes, I had
really good
a
pay.
good government job. I called it.
And you could have still been there. What
Could
was
have.
that defining moment for you?
Well, the defining moment for me was God laid me flat on my face and said, "You're going back to Alexandria." And I know that I couldn't be full-time in Alexandria working the good government job that I work. I did it for a while, but when I started moving back to Alexandria, it was a transitioning period. I knew I was coming back full-time and that it was going to take me giving up the job in order to walk into my own business. And I have not regretted it one day.
Wow.
It has been challenging, but I have not regretted it one day.
Can you even imagine what it would have been like if you wouldn't have just taken that leap of faith?
I'd be miserable. Because I was very limited in what I could do that I felt was impactful in the community. It was very defined what I did. It was very routine. There was little flexibility, but as a business owner, I have that flexibility. I get to say yes or no to what I want to take on, what I don't want to take on. If I don't see purpose in it, I say no. It's not difficult for me to tell someone, I am not the attorney for you. I can refer you to someone else, but I'm not the attorney for you. And that's just strictly led by the Spirit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, Leann, what would have happened? I mean, you were doing great work, at the Red Cross. Can you imagine what would have happened if you wouldn't have just taken that leap?
You know, I think for me, a lot of it was I wanted to be able to do what really mattered to me. There were wonderful things that I could do at the Red Cross, and that was such a purpose-driven organization. And I'm a board member for it now, and I volunteer. I love it, but I love being a volunteer for it. I will tell you that if you own your own business, you'll never work harder for anybody else as you will for yourself. I work harder for myself than I've ever worked another job, but it is the authority and the freedom. I think the freedom is the word, to be able to say, this is what I want to work on. This is where I'll go. And there is stuff that you have to do that you don't like doing, but you're doing it to get to the purpose that you have set. And I think that's the real thing. When we rebranded my business a couple of years ago, we renamed it Mpowered Business, because that's really what it's about. It's about empowering business owners to do and accomplish the very things that they set out to do in the beginning, because a lot of times we get kind of caught up in the drudgery of that. And when you have this group around you that reminds you that this is about your purpose, this is about your commitment, this is about your calling, then we keep each other on task that way, and we keep each other focused, and we bring the joy back into a business.
Yes.
Before we've got to let you ladies go, I know people are saying, okay, I'm buying in, but I don't have the money.
So it's free to the first 15.
No, but I don't have the money.
And we're going to talk to you about
started.
financing for your business and how to get started.
Yes.
You know, every business starts on a shoestring, and I guarantee you that the most successful businesses that you know said to themselves, I don't have the money to get started, but they figured out a way. And so my business, it didn't have the money to get started, and so we figure out a way. Everything is figure outable. That's what Gary loves to say.
And I think it starts with identifying what do you have and what do you not have. And once you know those things, and we can talk about how do we get those things that you don't have, and how do we strengthen those things that you feel you do have.
Absolutely.
That's powerful.
Absolutely.
So it is absolutely free for the first 15 people. The space is limited and people are signing up already. So tell people how they can sign up and how they can get started.
So we've made it as easy as possible for you. You can just call Gary Perkins, who is the Executive Director of the Business Acceleration System. He knows. He gave me permission on this time to give you out his cell phone number, which is 318-880-6332. 880-6332. You can also go online and register, and it's easy to remember. It's start2021.eventbrite.com, and that's BRITE. So start2021.eventbrite.com, and you can register out there, but you can call that number 880-6332 and get hold of Gary in person.
Okay. And
so that takes some of the fear out of it already. Everyone knows how to use a phone.
Absolutely.
And all you've got to do is call Gary.
Right.
Call Gary.
So if you're not computer savvy or you're scared about that, just pick up the phone and call Gary. Before we've got to go, tell us who this is brought to our community by.
So this is exciting. This is a program that is put on by Louisiana Central. They founded the Business Acceleration System. It is funded by two of our favorites, the Rapides Foundation and Capital One.
Okay.
And so all of that funding is available to make it possible for you to come for free. So we want you to come on out.
Absolutely. Last words to you, Ingrid. What do you say to those people that are on the edge of their seats and saying, you know what, God is speaking to me today?
Say yes and call Gary.
There you go. Leann Murphy, attorney Ingrid Johnson. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Indeed. Hey, everybody, stay on point. We're back with more right after this.